Hello, my name is Gagan. In this video, I will explain the concept of principles of natural justice. First, let us know the origins of this concept. The words natural justice came from the Roman terms jus natural. Natural justice is a common law principle, although the elements of natural justice are found in other legal systems too. For example, the concept of dharma in the ancient legal system is comparable to the principles of natural justice. Section 13 of the Civil Procedure Code 1908 states as to when a foreign judgment is not conclusive. Section 30D states that where the proceedings in which the judgment was obtained are opposed to the principles of natural justice, that decision would not be conclusive. Since the Civil Procedure Code does not define the meaning of the terms natural justice, we need to look for the definition elsewhere. According to Ayer's Law Dictionary, the principles of natural justice is defined as follows: that which is founded in equity, in honesty, and right. Justice based upon the innate moral feeling of mankind. Let me focus on the words innate moral feeling of mankind and put before you two cases. In these two cases, you will use your innate moral feeling to understand the principles of natural justice. In case 1, let us consider a hypothetical or imaginary situation. Assume that you have a property dispute with one Mr. X. You take the dispute to the court. Your advocate completes the filing process. On the day of the hearing, you discover that the person sitting as judge is the same Mr. X with whom you have the property dispute. Do you think the judge will decide the case in a balanced way? Reflect upon this. Let us assume one more situation involving your property. What if one fine morning you wake up and someone informs you that you need to vacate your house? This is because the court passed a decision against your house ownership. You were not informed about this decision of the court. Do you think the decision of the court is fair? Reflect upon this. The first case is where you felt that the judge wouldn't be balanced in giving the decision. And this comes under what we call as the rule against bias. It is based on a Latin maxim, nemo judex in causa sua, which translates to no one shall be a judge in his own cause. The second case where you felt it was unfair for a court to vacate you from your house without even informing you. This situation is a violation of the principle of audi alteram partem, which translates to hear the other side. The principles of natural justice have constitutional underpinnings. The preamble guarantees justice. The Supreme Court, drawing the authorities from Article 14, 19, and 21, has said that principles of natural justice need to be followed. Broadly, there are two types of principles of natural justice. First is the rule against bias. The second one is the concept of fair hearing or audi alteram partem. Rule against bias. Like Adam Smith said, it is human nature that we all have self-interests. We have a general tendency to favor ourselves. If a person is allowed to be a judge to decide a dispute involving himself, it is most probable that he would decide in his own favor. Of course, there may be some people who will be unbiased, but the presence of such persons is rare. In order to ensure fairness in the judgments, no person should be allowed to decide on a matter that involves his own interests. Judicial process should ensure that justice should not only be done, but the courts should transparently show to the public that there is no bias in the decision-making process. There are three types of bias: pecuniary bias, personal bias, and official bias. Pecuniary bias is a situation where the person deciding the case has some financial interest in the matter directly or indirectly. In the Dimes case, the judge Lord Cottenham had decided a case in favor of a company. It was found that the judge had purchased the shares of that company. In appeal, the higher court decided that there was a presence of pecuniary bias. In the Mohapatra case, a book author was a member of the book selection committee. The committee had selected that author's book also as a part of the reading list for the colleges. The court held that there was a pecuniary bias because the author would be benefited from the sales of his book. During the year 2009, Justice S.H. Kapadia had recused from deciding a case because he owned the shares of that company which was a party to that dispute. Even Justice Kadju recused himself in another case because his wife had owned the shares of the company that was a party in his case. The senior advocates of the Supreme Court and academicians have opined that excessive recusal is not necessary. Instead, a disclosure by the judge about the pecuniary interests would be sufficient. Personal bias is the situation where a party in the case is known or related personally to the judge, or the tribunal member, or the committee member. In the Tata Motors Singur case, Justice Soumitra Paul recused himself by stating that he knew some of the parties personally in that particular case. Official bias. There are certain situations where the same person would be in charge of the policy making as well as adjudicating the matter. In such cases, it is assumed that there can be a bias. We can see a similar pattern in the way in which criminal justice system works in India. The investigation process and collection of evidence is carried out by the police. The examination of the evidence and the decision on punishing the accused is done by the judicial branch. There is a clear separation between the investigation agency and the branch that decides the case. This scheme ensures that there is fairness in the trial. In the Gullapalli Nageshwara Rao case, the bus transport in that particular area was nationalized. The official who was in charge of implementing the scheme was also given the duty to hear the objections to the scheme. The Supreme Court held that there is a presumption of official bias here. In another case, that is Viraj versus the State of Orissa case, the Registrar of Cooperative Societies had a general supervision over all the cooperative societies in the state. He was also acting as a judge and arbitrator for certain disputes involving the societies. The Supreme Court held that there was no official bias in this case. When it comes to official bias, the decision of the courts vary a lot from case to case. Let us now discuss the next important concept in the principles of natural justice: fair hearing. It is a common understanding that no person should be condemned unheard. A chance should be given to a person before punishing him or taking away his rights. Sir Edward Coke made the famous statement, "Vocate, interrogate, and adjudicate." When there is a complaint by one party against the other, the court needs to hear the other party and then decide. This is the reason why advocates serve a notice before filing a case. The court serves the notice on all parties involved in the case before commencing the proceedings. The notice is an intimation given to the parties that the case involves their interests, and it gives them the opportunity to represent themselves before the court. The importance of fair hearing was told in the case of Board of Education versus Rice. The court said that both the parties in the case need to be given fair opportunity to state their case. In the Sinhaji case, it was held that a notice that is vague, uncertain, and ambiguous is invalid. A notice needs to be served, and it needs to be clear, and it needs to be specific. In Dhakeshwari Cotton Mill's case, it was held that the tax authorities are bound to inform the material evidence relied on for assessing the tax. The party should be supplied with the evidence on which his interests would be affected. The notice should provide reasonable time to file a reply. This is the reason why 15 days is the usual time given to reply to a notice. Whenever a hearing is taken before an officer, the decision in that matter should also be given by the same officer. In the famous A.K. Roy's case, it was held that the right to legal representation was also a fundamental right. A party can speak directly to the court or through his counsel. Principles of natural justice has practical applications. All parties who are affected by a decision need to be informed through notice. This is an important procedure that cannot be done away with. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, please like and share this video with your friends. If you have any questions regarding this topic, please ask in the comment box. If you have any topic on which you want me to make videos, do comment. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on the notifications.